Hey guys, welcome to Pet Rambles. I'm Pet and today I'm going to ramble about this comic book called Grommets. I found out about this comic book about 2 months ago from Crusher, so shout out to him if he's watching this or not. I got attracted immediately by the art style of this comic book and because I was visiting London, I decided to go into Gosh Comics, and I was like, I'm going to find something and I'm going to treat myself with some kind of story. So that's the main idea. Second idea is that the price is £15, so it's accessible for a story this big. You're going to spend about 2 days in it, so it's nothing special. But in case you're wondering, I think I put somewhere on the screen, somewhere on the thumbnail, I only gave this comic book 3 stars out of 5. I will go into some spoilers at the end of the video, but if you're looking if this is something that you would like to buy or not. Well, the story is a coming of age story. It's nothing special, nothing fancy. I don't regret on buying this at all. 3 stars, it's still a decent rating. I've enjoyed this, but it's nothing groundbreaking or anything, or story-wise something that will like wow. But I do enjoy this comic book also because of the art style. Now, more on the settings of this comic book. It was written by 2 guys. Let me see exactly which guys. Rick and Brian, and the artist. So yeah, so shout out to the artist, the letterer, the colorist, and so on. They did a fantastic job. Those 2 guys kind of got together and they kind of exchanged some ideas about their childhood and so on, and that's how this story kind of got written up. But yeah, the action, it takes place in the 80s, 84 or something like that, in San Francisco or somewhere in that area, and it's a coming of age story about those 2 guys, and then we also have this guy, and we also have a couple of other characters, and it's mostly about, let's actually go into the story more while I'll kind of like shift some things up. So this is how it started. It kind of has like a good hook. You know, father and kid are driving. He's being left at the school, and he's like trying to make friends after the end of the school. And he's like, you know, he has a skateboard, and he's go like, hey guys, do you skate? This guy is a poser, blah blah. Those guys run up, but this guy is left here, and he's like, no worries guys, come up with me. And this is how their friendship starts basically. So the main thing here is that Rick is kind of like moving cities because of his father something, so he doesn't have this chance of belonging, making friends and so on, right? So that's his issue in this whole book, right? And then Brian, which is this guy, hopefully I got them right. I kind of like forgot the character names and so on. He is kind of like also in a broken home where he's living with his grandpa, which is this one. This guy, because he kind of fell out with his mother or something. They got in a fight. It doesn't actually say. I don't remember if it said why they got in a fight, but the idea that he's living with his grandfather, and his grandfather is a little bit losing his mind. So yeah, that's kind of like the setting. Both of them are in a broken home. The thing is that it doesn't really go too much into details. Also, this whole comic book is 7 issues, and I'm having like the whole 7 issues packed together. Like this is the number 4 and so on, let's say. So it's not really, the story kind of continues. It also kind of ends when the issue ends or something like that, but I'm kind of like going to repeat myself. It doesn't really go too much into depth. There isn't, it's kind of like maybe a little bit of feel good, a little bit of empathy, if you can, especially if you're older, right? And you can see like, okay, it can be pretty difficult if you are not able to make friends, maybe because it was someone like you, or maybe I was pretty grounded, like I was always living in my town and didn't move around. So if I go to a club, a particular club where I'm generally going, I can meet people there who I've been known for 20 years, but we're not friends. We kind of knew each other for, or maybe spoke a little bit here and there, right? So it's kind of like it sucks when you are not really settled down. But yeah, we also have those other characters like the girls, and they are mostly there to. I wanted to see some background. They are pretty in front with them, but again, there is no depth. It's kind of like they are there so they can have some kind of interaction. I kind of don't want to go spoil too much. So yeah, the story is kind of like, look at those things happening, and that's about it in general. So I was hoping maybe a little bit more stuff about skating. I'm not sure, like when I saw this, I was like, okay, maybe it's about skating and something. It's no, there's just a premise there. If it wasn't skating, it could have been something else. It doesn't really matter. And let's go a little bit into spoilers maybe. So yeah, don't watch this if you want to read it yourself. The story is also like kind of like with a feel-good kind of thingy. Like it ends up with Rick having to move yet again, just when he made friends, just when he finally kissed the girl. And it kind of like maybe ends there, but no, it's not. You find out that Brian is also moving to Phoenix, and we live happily ever after. So yeah, I'm curious, like, who is this comic book for, as in an age group? I think because I don't want to use maybe the term nostalgia bait. There are things which are truly nostalgia bait. This thing is just like those two writers meet up, let's write a story about our childhoods and go with it. So it's fine. But if you are someone who's 45, maybe in this group towards 50, is this really going to do it for you or not? It's also like pretty gory, by the way. I don't have like a huge problem with some of the things, but especially since I like gore and so on, if it's with purpose and so on. But this whole number where they are doing a party, but one of the girls is telling another guy to come over, and this turns, and over here it turns into the classic jocks kind of thing, where a nerds kind of thing, and this is the punk guy, and it's very stereotypical in a way. Maybe this is how it really was back then, but I've seen this thing so much in movies and other mediums that it's kind of like getting tired to be that much stereotypical. So yeah, story-wise, and it sounds like pretty, if this is for real, and I'm not saying it is not for real, like people were like beating other people up a lot. Like it wasn't really the case in my childhood, at least. I mean, there were fights here and there, but not at this level. What's happening here, especially not to some 20-something-year-old guy coming to trash someone's home at this level. Anyway, overall, as I've said, I've enjoyed this. I don't have any regrets on buying this. I think it's really enjoyable 3 hours of reading, especially looking at this absolutely fabulous art, as you can see. So yeah, try it out and tell me what you think in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching this. See you soon. Goodbye.